Hello, everyone, and welcome to Apple Cup Series podcast number 1. Usually we would have more than 2 people, but we don't today. We have only 2. Me as your host, and Shay is trained as your beautiful guest. So in this week's podcast, we will be just interviewing Shay and talking about qualifying. So what just happened was we had just had qualifying for the Daytona 500 for Season 7 to start off. We will be going over what went good and what went bad. Well, for Shay, what went good was he got the pole, which is all fine and dandy. So he's going to get a good starting position for the 500. He is really hoping to get some good vibes and good runs with his teammate David. And yeah, this is his first full-time season. So let's get him in the group chat and we're gonna hit him up, see what he's talking about. Yeah, Shade, you got a copy? You here? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, so you qualified first for the Daytona 500 in your first full-time season. How do you feel about going into the duels?
I feel like I can mess around, get good at doing starts.
What is your biggest weakness that you have right now?
Starting, getting a good jump on the rest of the field.
Why would you say that's one of your weaknesses?
Because I'm not good at that.
So now that you're on the pole for the 500, do you think you have a shot at winning it?
Yeah.
Why?
I just have to get a good start. Hope I have no idiots behind me and really just do good. Practice with laps cars if I get to that point. I should be good and I should win.
How do you feel about your team owner, David Dawn?
I like him. I wished he would have done better, but mistakes happen, and he was the first car out, so he didn't know what anyone else was gonna really do. So he did what he could. Then he'll come back, and hopefully we'll win B1-2 in the Daytona 500, just like we were the Clash.
After seeing how bad your brother did in qualifying after getting really screwed over, how do you think he'll feel going into the 500? Well, actually, going into the duel.
I don't think he got screwed over. I think he made a mistake by himself, and he's gonna have to do a lot of work to get back up there.
It was reported that he was laggy and hit something all of a sudden, and then he went left.
That's what's been said. No one knows what really happened.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and look at Season 7 interviews at what has happened during this all the shenanigans. So, Duel said, River, after a rough qualifying session today, after wrecking out in turn 1, now that you're in a rough situation for the duels, what will you need to do? River replied, do good in the duel. I've never raced a 500 before, so I'm trying to do at least well in the duel. I got screwed during quals due to lag, and it just messed me all up. Duel also asked, at Shay's Trains, you qualified on pole for the 500. Will this make the race easier for you? Shay, I asked you a question.
I answered it. This I said no, it shows I can be fast, but I need work on starts, so it might be my downfall slash whatever that part is.
The remastered Drake. Duel asked the remastered Drake, a solid run marks you P2 for the 500 without nothing to worry about in the duels. What's your plan in the 500? Drake replies with, I think a good top 3 would be ideal at the time for the team, and yeah, it's my first 500 here. I'm happy to get P2 and sit into the front row. Duel asks Jellyfan, your 21 car suffered a rough run in the 500 qualifying. How do you fix this going into the duels? And he says, I don't know. And he says, probably by not pushing the car much, it'll make me loose the rear. Duel asked Rizzo, a top 5 qualifying run in a second for your driver Drake. Do you feel that you have the speed needed to get your car in the victory lane for the 500? Rizzo replies with, especially with Drake P2 and Fan, my other driver that qualified P3. It definitely was a great effort having this team have 3 cars in the top 5. I believe come Daytona 500 we can all be up there at the front, ready to take that Harley J. Earl trophy. I'm proud of my guys for doing so well, and let's hope I can help push Fan to get a great starting position come Duel 1. River asks the team owners, how do you prepare your drivers for the Season 7 opener? River says, I tell them to do the best that they can and work together. Sad Winter Boy says, maybe tell them to show up. Rizzo says, that's all I can really do for them at River. Me and my driver of the 77 Fan, we're both in Duel 1, starting together on the bottom lane, presuming pole sitter Shay races the duel. At 3rd and 5th, I'm going to talk with them, make sure that we work together and help each other out, because that is going to be the key to success. Duel asks, David, your car didn't have the speed you were hoping for in qualifying. Will it be more aggressive in the duels, or is this a strategy call? Well, Duel, I'm always aggressive, but with Shay getting pole, I'd consider this a strategy call. Let's look at the duel lineups for this week. Duel 1, on the front row we have Shay and Fandora blocks. Row 2 we have Rizzo and Glenn. Row 3 we have Jellyfan and River in the 96 car. Row 4 we have the 51 and the number 1. Row 5 we have the 11 and the 15. Row 6 we have the 70 and the 75. And row 7 we have the number 8 and number 38. Rounding it out is number 78 in the 15 car. Row 1 for Duel 2 is Drake and Carl on the front row, followed by David and 49ers in row 2. In row 3, we have the number 3 and the number 2. Row 4, number 14 of Aiden and the number 5 of Bob. Row 5, the number 43 of Shell and number 66 of Epic. Row 6, number 9 of Diane and number 96 of Esco Locanon. Row 7, we have number 20 of Simple and number 12 of Parker. Rounding it out for Duel 2 is Noah Arts in the 42 car. And qualifying ended with Shay getting the pole. Obviously, we've already been over that. Drake in 2nd, Fandora 3rd, Carl 4th, Rizzo 5th, David 6th, Glenn 7th, 49ers 8, Jelly 9, Winty did not qualify, and River did not qualify either. So,
Everyone else did not show up to quals.
out of the 50 drivers we have,
We have 30 drivers.
oh yeah, but you know,
15 plus 15. Do the math.
I don't want to. And the duels will be premiering Friday night at 7:30, 10 laps around Daytona. So I guess that's pretty much it. We've covered everything. I don't really have any more questions for Shay. Do you have any questions for yourself, Shay?
No.
Alright, we're going to end it off here. Adios, ladies and gentlemen.